Welcome everybody to day 8 of the 365-day journey. My name is Chris Beard and I would like to thank you for joining me here today to talk about how are we going to gain control of motivation and how we can get motivation working for us instead of us working to get motivation. So, what are we talking about today? What we're really talking about today is we're talking about how do you control motivation with your thoughts? What do you think about? Think about this. How many different thoughts do you have in one day? Start counting now. Let me just stop you. You're not going to finish, okay? Because you literally think about that many things in one day. We think of thousands, tens of thousands of different things every day. You really don't know how many different things you think about, do you? Well, let me tell you something really interesting. The smartest people on the planet, the people that are above average with their intellect, they think about less things. Now, isn't that interesting? They think about less and they're smarter. It's interesting, isn't it? You would think smart people are always thinking about new and different things, but actually they just think about fewer things but more thoroughly. So they're controlling what they think about. So imagine if you could control every little thing that you thought about. You weren't distracted anytime throughout the day. You controlled every single thought that came and went out of your head. How much more would you get done? Well, let me tell you something. You can control more of what you think about by just working on how focused you stay. Focus on being on task more often. Just every time you're working on something, work on it for a while. If you ever catch yourself, you're drifting off, snap yourself back. Just grab yourself, be like, hey, we drifted off. Let's get back into this. Boom, you're back on track. You're thinking about less things. Like I said, people that are more successful think about fewer things throughout the day because they're less distracted. They control their minds. If you want to control your mind, you can be more motivated if you control what you think about. What we think about is what we become. If you think about being on track and being focused and thinking about all the different goals you're getting done and how you're going to improve other people's lives or what you're going to do to improve your life, you're going to improve your situation unless you're always thinking about, oh, I wonder what time the game's on tonight, or I wonder how much that item is going to cost tomorrow. Maybe there'll be a sale tomorrow, or I wonder what the kids are going to need today, or all these different ideas that cloud us while we're working or we're doing something throughout the day. We are constantly distracted by different things going on in our life. And I'm just telling you, all you have to do is focus. Just ignore every other thought. Every other thought. Just try to cut back on how much you get distracted. Try just accepting that you're going to get distracted and just understand that every time you do get distracted, you pull yourself back. Like, identify things, give it name, it doesn't even have to be a real name, just be like distraction. Just be like, or just say anytime you notice you're distracted, you be like, I am being distracted right now. I need to get back to what I'm doing. Or I'm distracting somebody else. I need to get back to what I'm doing. Just identify, just call yourself out when you're distracted and just be like, don't punish yourself for it, but just identify. The more you identify throughout the day, the more control you'll gain over it. And the more you stay on track, the better you'll do. We control what we think about. Think about this. Control your mind. Don't let your mind control you. When you control your mind, you'll get more done. It's a fact. When we control what we think about, we get more done because we're less distracted. So just work on that this week. Try to stay focused and just think about being on task and staying on task. And anytime you get distracted, just be like, I'm distracted. If it's something that you literally can't stop thinking about and it's distracting you hardcore, take time to think about whatever it is really distracting you. If it's something that's really important to you and it's keeping you off task of what you really need to do today, take time away from what you're doing. Really dive down into what is distracting you. Try to figure out why it's distracting you so much. Just don't reject it. So many people think whatever distracts them, they have to reject it, accept it, understand it, and then let it go. Or figure out what you're going to do about it. Understand what distracts you and then control how it affects you. What you don't seek to never be distracted, you just seek to control distractions so that they don't distract you. It's impossible to ignore all the distractions, everything going on. There's so many different things going on, but you can limit the amount of distractions that actually affect you. So that is today's motivation. Try to understand your brain. When you control what you think about, you become a better working, more focused person because you stay on track and you get distracted less. It's really all it's about, just being less distracted. Thanks for watching today's video. I really appreciate that you joined me today. And if you got something out of today's video, I want you to hit the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you could do me a huge favor, I want you to share this video with as many people as you know, because I am trying to talk to as many different people about what is motivation. That's what the whole 365-day journey is, to understand motivation. I want to talk to different people and understand motivation. The more I understand, the more you will understand, because the more I understand, the more I will share with you so that you can expand your arsenal and you can understand how motivation works and how you can control motivation, use it on command, and just become the greatest version of yourself. So take a second, share the video. I want to get it in front of as many people as I can, talk to as many people as I can, and that would just honestly would make my day if you shared the video. So thanks for watching today's video. Really appreciate you sticking around the whole way to the end, listening to me ramble on about how you can control your thoughts and how you can be less distracted by just accepting being distracted and moving on and stay focused. So this has been Chris Beard, peacing out. Have a fantastic day.